Hi, everyone. Welcome to instrumentation class on our modified schedule. We're going to be talking about variable resistors today and using them with a Tinkercad. So what I have here is a bunch of variable resistors to show you. This is the kind we'll probably use in the lab, and it's got this slider. It looks ultra cool. A lot of recording equipment in the old days used to have these sliders. And it's a variable resistor. It's backwards here on the screen, but on one position it's 0 ohms resistance, and on the other it's maybe 1,000 ohms resistance. I'm not exactly certain what the resistance of this is because it's not labeled. So anyhow, we'll measure these and we'll figure out what they are and how to use them with the analog input on the Arduino. So some of the other kinds of resistors that you might see is this one, which is a turn. It's a variable resistor, but it's also called a potentiometer. So you might see this as a potentiometer. There's 3 contacts on a potentiometer, and I'll do some diagrams to show you what those 3 contacts are. The center one's called a slider. The far one is usually attached to ground, and the far other one is attached to a power supply, in our case 5 volts. So that's it usually has a little knob on it. You turn the knob and you can do the settings. It's a nice feedback mechanical interface there. The other kind of variable resistor or potentiometer is this one, and this is the one that's in the Arduino kit. It's really small, and it's adjusted by this little set screw here. So that set screw is designed to be put into a circuit and adjusted, and then pretty much left, and not adjusted throughout the life of the instrument or the experiment. Unlike this one, where you can slide it back and forth. So we're going to use this one in a circuit to make a flash, and we'll talk about how that all comes together in a little bit. Let's draw what the schematic looks like, and then we'll go into how to attach them. So if I go here to some sort of drawing program, what we can do is we'll go back to Zoom right there. And if I come down here to share screen, we're going to share the screen. And we're going to just draw what a typical, the symbol for a variable resistor is just a resistor with a arrow through it. So well, the way that this is attached is that this end here is probably attached to 5 volts. Well, this end is attached to ground. This center slider, though, is what's going to be attached for us to an analog input. And I think I'll probably use analog input 3 on the Arduino just for fun. So if we look at the way that ours is going to be attached, we're going to actually have 3 different little attachments. So here's the symbol for the variable resistor, variable potentiometer, same thing. And then we'll see that there's actually a connection. I guess we'll just keep going here. This is a big symbol. This is going to be the ground. This is going to be the 5 volts. And this slider in the center here, for us, is going to be attached to that analog 3 input. And the way that this works is that as this slider moves to other locations, it's going to change the resistance or how much wire it slides on. So in this case, if, for example, the connection was way down here at this side, this might represent, I don't know, 50 ohms of resistance. But if the resistor, if the slider is way down here at this end of the device, the difference between these 2 legs, let's call this leg A, and this is our slider, let's call it S. This one might be 200 ohms. So it's going to get a different voltage depending on its location. And this variable resistor is incredibly useful for a lot of applications. So we're going to use it as a way of changing the input into the Arduino. So I'll show you some examples in the next video, and then we will move on to probably another video to show you what is going on with how to actually program it and set it up in Tinkercad. Okay.